Hello students, this is Iraj, your English teacher. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So in this video I will be explaining you 5 chapters from your novel Matilda. So let's begin with your first chapter, which is chapter number 12, Lavender. So in this chapter, Miss Honey tells the students that Miss Trunchbull has a custom to take over every class for one period each week, and she will be taking over Miss Honey's class on Thursday afternoon. So Miss Honey warns her students that they must be very clean and must be on their best behavior. Like they shouldn't argue or answer back or try to be funny. She then tells them that Miss Trunchbull always asks for a pitcher of water and glass to be on the teacher's desk when she teaches. So Lavender volunteers to get the pitcher and glass each Thursday. Now Lavender feels that she must punish Miss Trunchbull and joining Hortensia and Matilda in their heroic daring deeds at school and home. So Lavender catches a harmless but dangerous looking newt from her garden pond and hides it in her pencil box. So she takes the newt to school and does not tell anyone about it. Now Lavender gets a blue ceramic pitcher and water glass after lunch on Thursday. So she puts the newt inside the pitcher while the classroom is empty. Then she returns to the other students on the playground outside so that she does not get caught. So this was a quick summary of the chapter Lavender. Now let's see what happens in the next chapter. Now let's begin chapter number 13, which is the weekly test. So Miss Trunchbull stands in front of the class and tells students that they are all nauseating little wards, and she says that she should try to kick as many out of the school as she can so she doesn't have to deal with them for the next 6 years. She examines the student's hand as if they are clean. She tells Nigel that he is disgusting and makes him stand in the corner. So while he's standing there, Miss Trunchbull asks him to spell right, and Nigel asks whether she means right, that WRITE right or RIGHT right, and then nails it. So this makes Miss Trunchbull a bit surprised and more mad. Then Nigel tries to stand up for himself by telling the Trunchbull that everyone in the class can spell difficulty. But the Trunchbull doesn't believe him, so she calls on a small girl named Prudence who spells it right with no problem. So now the Trunchbull is really fired up. She's borderline dangerous. So she makes Nigel explain how they learned the word. So Nigel tells that Miss Honey taught them a little spelling song, which they all learn, and then they can sing and spell the word easily. So now the Trunchbull thinks that it's quite silly and not in a good way, and she forbids Miss Honey from using the same teaching method again. Okay, so now it's maths time. So the Trunchbull's next victim is Rupert. She tells him to multiply 2 sevens, and the poor kid gets it wrong. The Trunchbull then gets more furious and picks him up by his lush green blonde hair and waves him around. Rupert screams, and obviously he's such a little kid, he would scream. So now Miss Honey just begins to beg for stopping this all, but the Trunchbull shakes Rupert about until it repeats the right answer and then dumps him on the ground. Okay, so now one boy named Eric points out that Trunchbull had to have been a kid herself. Poor Eric. This just makes that Trunchbull decide to humiliate him, and she makes fun of him and then tells him to spell what. Now the kid Eric tries 3 times, but poor kid fails. So the Trunchbull just picks him up by his ears and Eric screams. Miss Honey begs for it to stop all over again and again. At this moment, Miss Trunchbull then tells Miss Honey that she should try to be like the mean teacher in Nicholas Nickleby by Charles Dickens. Matilda says that she has read that book, and Miss Trunchbull doesn't believe her because she's just a little kid. When she finds out that Matilda is Mrs. Wormwood's daughter, Miss Trunchbull is a crook, as the car he sold her no longer works and was full of sawdust. She tells Matilda that she will be watching her closely. This makes Matilda really furious. Now let's see what happens in the next chapter. Proceeding towards the next chapter, which is the first miracle, and its name sounds quite interesting. Let's see what happens now. So now Miss Trunchbull sits behind the teacher's desk and tells the class that she thinks that small children are disgusting. Her idea of a perfect school is one that has no children at all. So while this all is happening, Miss Trunchbull pours herself a glass of water. The newt slides out of the water jug and lands in the glass as well. If you remember, Lavender put a newt in her water jug, which has now come out. Now Miss Trunchbull yells and jumps out of her chair. Lavender warns her that the newt probably bites. Miss Trunchbull quickly just accuses Matilda of putting the newt in the jug. Okay, so now Trunchbull threatens to kick Matilda out of the school, and Matilda says repeatedly that she did not do it, but Trunchbull doesn't listen her. So the two of them argue until Miss Trunchbull threatens to beat Matilda with a belt. Now once everyone is seated, Matilda concentrates on the glass with the newt in it. So now she experiences a very strange feeling, as if her eyes were connected to millions of invisible little arms. She uses her mind to push the glass into Miss Trunchbull, and the newt spills on Miss Trunchbull, who immediately becomes very angry. Now she blames Matilda again, but Miss Honey tells that nobody in the classroom moved. So Miss Trunchbull just marches out of the room and slams the door, and Miss Honey lets the class go to the playroom for the rest of the day. Now let's come towards your home task for the first week. These are few words. You have to find out their meanings, and you have to describe the pictures on page number 137 and 161. Also write 5 adverbs from the chapter The Weekly Test. Now let's begin another chapter that is named as The Second Miracle. So let's see what happens. Now Matilda does not join her classmates on the playground. She decides to tell Miss Honey that what has she done. Now once two of them are alone, Matilda tells Miss Honey that she did not put the newt in the water jug, but she did cause the class to tip over. Miss Honey does not understand at first. Matilda explains the powerful feeling and how she wanted the class to fall. Miss Honey doubts her but asks if Matilda thinks that she could repeat the trick. So Matilda agrees, and Miss Honey sets up the empty glass on the desk, and Matilda focuses on it and feels the same strange power again. So she wills the glass to tip over, and Miss Honey is amazed. And now Matilda has a distant look on her face, and Miss Honey asks her about what happened. She replies, "I was flying past the stars on the silver wings." Miss Honey invites Matilda to her cottage for tea, and Matilda accepts and asks Miss Honey not to tell anyone about her new powers. So the last chapter of this video is chapter number 16, Miss Honey's Cottage. Now Matilda follows Miss Honey across town and speaks excitedly with her, and Miss Honey suggests that Matilda's power might be linked to her intelligence, but the two of them should treat very carefully with Matilda's powers because they do not understand them. Matilda is not concerned. They walk out of the town into the country and arrive at Miss Honey's cottage. Miss Honey then recites a Dylan Thomas poem to her as they walk toward the small cottage. Matilda finds the cottage, and the location was unreal and fantastic, like something out of a fairy tale. And so Matilda goes to the cottage well to get water for the tea and is amazed at how small it is. So when Matilda asks Miss Honey if she is poor, Miss Honey replies, "Very poor." So they move to the sitting room, which is small and bare as a prison cell. They sit on upturned boxes and drink tea. Matilda feels that there is a mystery somewhere in the cottage and wants to know more. So Miss Honey tells her that no one has ever had the power that Matilda has been given, and Miss Honey says that They should find the limits of Matilda's powers. She wonders if there is a limit to how large an object Matilda can move or how far she can move it. Now, Matilda is really excited to find it out. And this is it. So, let's see your home task. This is your home task for your second week. You have been given some words, you have to find out their meanings and write the character sketch of Miss Trunchbull. Some more words are given to find out their synonyms and antonyms. Do this work in your copies. Thank you.